Moving on up.
This was a shocking news pop-up.
Yeah. Hey, she ain't lying. Because when I saw this, I was like, okay, this is legit. But a lawsuit has come out against Spotify, and according to the news, I did my research. This is not the first one.
Yeah,
Apparently, this
yeah.
happens a lot. But there's a new lawsuit being filed by RBX. It is a cousin of Snoop Dogg's, and he claims billions of rapper Drake. His streams are fake and fraudulent. There are claims that Spotify turns a blind eye to bots that inflate certain artists' streams and steals royalties from artists. That's
Yeah.
pretty fucking heavy.
Yeah, but let's of course saying some these type of allegations to the number one rapper, the number one I think streamer on Spotify is guaranteed to push the topic. So let's not act like if they do this for Drake, they don't do this for every other artist, okay? This is probably being done every major Beyonce, Outkast, the little Ed Sheeran. It's just not Drake. He just said that to get the narrative moving. I was very surprised when I did do my research on this, and it said it's already multiple class action suits against Spotify. So, if one person said, two persons says, you start looking around, and more than three people, you like, all right, now what the hell going on? Like, that's how I'm looking at all these different lawsuits right now, and the whole royalty thing. Like, listen, music is nasty. It's been nasty since the 60s and 50s when Elvis was still in black people's. Anyway, not to go in that.
Man,
This
that's
is
deep.
this is very shocking though, because when we live in a digital era of Skynet, that so much is tracked and traced, and I remember there was a time where Joe Budden on the Joe Budden podcast was like, what's the stream worth? And that was a very valid question, because no one could do the math on how much you're supposed to get paid from a single stream. This is just filthy though. And then if Spotify doing this, you gotta question Tidal, you gotta question Apple Music, because they're not gonna be the only one doing this. I don't believe in that. So, because everybody want to push their numbers up. So if Spotify doing this, that means the court system need to look at Apple Music, and because the allegation is just crazy. They're not paying our royalties. They making fake streams. They're letting bots manipulate the algorithm and the transparency, and then they got AI in music now. So that's even more of a threat to the integrity of the numbers. Woo, it's getting real nasty in the music. But this was kind of shocking. Just some of the stuff like and now the AI stuff, and you just can't. Now you gotta really question everything that you see. Like, they love to post artists, and I'm not saying they don't work hard to get these numbers that is portrayed, quote unquote. If I can't believe what's being reported and what you report and what Spotify's guarantees, then look, it's all fake. It's all fake at the end of the day. And why fake a number that you're not going to get paid for? You do 1 billion streams, you don't get $1 billion. You don't even get half $1 billion. So if I was an artist, why would I want to promote fake numbers? Because I'm not getting paid for them. So therefore, you're kind of part of the problem. If you're promoting these fake inflated numbers and you're not getting paid for it, I don't see I just don't see the why. Spotify is in some shit though. Like, the number of lawsuits they have against them, yeah, if you a Spotifyer and you pay for Spotify, you probably gonna get a price increase like the Xbox Game Pass coming very soon if they gotta start paying out these people.
Because it caught me off guard. Because my whole thing is, we live in a digital age, like you were saying, online Skynet era. This type of shit is
Yeah.
you can easily check and see. There are tons of reports. That was one of the reasons why Elon Musk wanted to buy Twitter, was all the bot accounts and supposedly clean and got rid of and all that. So it goes into question, like, the legitimacy of this. At some point, like you said, one dude, you sound like a hater, bro. You know, it's because more people listen to him than you. Then you get a second, and then you get a third, and it's like, okay, are you all really promoting this type of behavior to drive up revenue for the more prominent rappers, streamers, Spotifyers, whatever, and you're just getting a bigger cut of it, of their slice? You know what I'm saying? It caught me off guard. Even now, I'm still damn near speechless. That's one. And then it opens the door to, if Spotify is doing this, what other platform is doing some type of fuck shit like this? What
Apple.
is Apple Music doing? You know what I'm saying? What
Mhm.
is YouTube Music doing?
Mm.
You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? that
Mhm.
that opens a bigger door for everyone to come about and be questioning all of this. And you can say, oh, we're not sure the legitimacy of it. For all you know, this could be
Shit.
happening around the clock. And he was
Mm.
just the first person who said, hey, I don't give a fuck how big you are or whether this goes through or not. I'm letting it be known because Ho stated the music game has been fucking over artists since time immemorial. There's the infamous TLC
Oh
story on
god,
how they
yeah.
got fucked over so bad that they were like the hottest artists and
Oh,
they were
broke.
broke.
Yep.
They had
Tony
no
Braxton's
penny
another
to
one.
their name. Tony Braxton. It's all across the board. I mean, you have conspiracy theories, to get all sidetracked and everything, that the thing with Michael Jackson, rest in peace,
Yeah.
that was orchestrated for them to get their hands on the
On
Beatle
his
catalog that he
yeah.
100% owned. He
Yeah.
100% owned the Beatle catalog.
Even
And
his own
once he
catalog
passed
he
away,
owned.
yeah, he owned numerous ones. He owned, I think, 60% of the Elvis catalog. He owned quite a few that he kept to himself. And the moment he was gone, all that stuff was on Apple Music. And they had a surge of so much money that came in from that. Albums, songs. The music game is ruthless. That is why you have such an influx in concerts going on throughout the years, because that's how they make money, the artists. Because album sales, if you even want to call that, I don't know nobody who really buys an album anymore. When you have Apple Music, just pay subscription, you got everything. Or you just buy this particular song you want. Music, it's like, why? Why does anyone even get into it? It's been reports by Fat Joe and many others who say, like, yo, there are a handful. I need you all to hear me when I say this. Handful of artists that legit have money and are making. Majority
Mhm.
of them are broke. Those music videos with the cars, the clothes, the glitz and glamour,
Rented.
it is
Yeah.
rented. It is rented houses. It is rented jewels. It is all that. For my millennials, my 30 and older people, I want you to think back on a show called MTV Cribs. There was an infamous
Ooh-wee.
episode with Method Man and Redman, and it was just a regular straight apartment. And he was like, man, I ain't doing all that, spending money, rent some fancy house, and making y'all think I'm living a certain type of way. He said, no. It has come out that majority, every episode of that show, majority of them people, none of that stuff was real. The Bow Wow episode, majority of them cars were not real. If you go back and watch, majority of them, actually all the cars, had no license plate. That's a vehicle that's rented. They don't plate vehicles that's rented because, of course, for the said reason. When this news hit me, I was like, "Oh shit!" I was gonna call my cousin, but she was out. She was on a business trip. I was like, "Yo, I ain't never heard this." I had to pull up 3 tabs and search it 3 different times to make sure this was not AI. That I was
Yeah.
not about to be taken for a ride to sit up here and report this. And they're like, "Hey, infamous, this guy pulled out that this was a hoax 3 hours ago." Oh shit, really? But this is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, and a lot of people might question why we even had this in today's show, but I want to also bring it like if this is going on in the music business, it's just not tied to the music business. It's every form of entertainment. Now you gotta start questioning like, box office numbers. Now you gotta start questioning movie releases and all that aspects and even game numbers. Now you gotta start questioning it. Like, is it being manipulated? And with AI being integrated in your game creation now, you gotta get even more nervous. This is just not an isolated music thing. This is across entertainment as a whole. So it's just not the music that is being targeted. And then, like I said, it's just not music who is bringing in AI into their everyday business operations. People making games are saying, "Hey, fire all them people, just bring in AI. It can do it faster for cheaper." So you have to look at this and be scared if you're a gamer, if you're just a casual moviegoer, or if you're just a casual music listener. All this is tied to entertainment. And what people love to do is make it seem like they're bigger than what they actually are. All of this
Oh
shit
yeah.
is to portray that they're so important, they're so big, they're this and that. Is an illusion, like my cousin said. They're doing something in their left hand while trying to distract you in your right, or whatever how he said. But this is very, very dangerous. It's dangerous for entertainment. So if these allegations are true, I hope Spotify gets hit with the book. I hope somebody goes to jail. I hope a whole team of people at the top gets fired, because this is dangerous. You cannot have this in entertainment. You cannot, like, it's a certain level of transparency that you need between the consumer and the person that's selling them the shit. Yeah, this is dangerous, and I hope these lawsuits, if they turn out to be factual, that Spotify gets hit with everything that's coming to them. Cause baby, no, you ain't about to play in our faces and then tell the artist, "Oh, you ain't getting $1." What?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
To
And
piggyback off what my cousin
yeah.
said, this is in the news because the title of our podcast, Are You Not Entertained? We are reporting on all forms of entertainment. I'll admit, majority of it is gaming centric. We are gamers. And that is the biggest and juiciest news. But don't get it twisted. We talk about all forms of entertainment. And this is crazy because in my research, their last big lawsuit, they paid out, I believe it was 42 million. To them, that might be nothing, but that's a lot of money, especially in today's economy. For you to be fucking over people like that, here you go, shh, get them some money, Charles. Get them some money. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I don't know about you all, but I take my entertainment seriously because fool me once, shame on me. Yeah, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. That's crazy. That even in something as far as streaming music is fraudulent with these bots. And this AI, it's not going anywhere. It's really not. Companies are firing people in the thousands, in droves, believing that, hey, Skynet's gonna make it all better. UPS let 48,000 go. Amazon let 30,000 of a proposed 600,000 to be let go for Skynet to make it all better. Let us know how you all feel or take this news going on, because this ain't the first time any company has been told or lied about paying artists royalties. That's been happening for a while. You all may think we're exaggerating, but do your own research. Do your own research. There are so many artists that get fucked over. That's why you have so many one-hit wonders. That's another old word for us millennials. Damn, we getting old.
All right, but let me say one last thing, because there was a quote that I felt that really, really embodies this Spotify nastiness, and it's actually from The Witcher. So, as comical that is, and the quote is, "Evil is evil, no matter if it's lesser evil, greater evil, middling evil. It's all the same. It's evil." Spotify to come out and say, "Oh, we're not even the worst ones doing this. There's other people doing it way worse." You're part of the
That's an
problem.
admission of guilt.
You're part of the fucking problem. So you get your ass in here with this belt. Cause no, you're part of the problem.
Not the belt.
I don't give a fuck about being quote unquote lesser evil. You're evil. That statement blew me. Lesser evil. I don't know who. I don't know if that was an official person from Spotify that said that, but baby, you can get this ass whooping too, and rightfully so. If that's your mindset,
Wrong
that's
is
what I'm
wrong,
saying.
baby.
Some of these companies' mindset are dangerous. They're dangerous. They don't care about you. They want their money. And they're going to get it one way or another, whether they rightfully are owed it or not. They're taking it from you. They're stealing right in front of your face.
And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, Are You Not Entertained?